The Parkersburg Salvation Army's Angel Tree program has grown in numbers this holiday season and has more angels than the year prior. This is according to Lieutenant Anthony Rowe with the Parkersburg Salvation Army. He says there are 450 angels in this year's program. Rowe says the heart of the program is for the community to come together and buy gifts for the children. Rowe adds the greatest part about the program is seeing the joy on children's faces during distribution day.
You know, that's one of the greatest joys as an officer, as a pastor, is to see those parents that knew they didn't have anything to give their kids and watch volunteers and officers bring gifts out to them, and so their kids would have a Christmas, have hope this Christmas.
The Salvation Army will be taking Angel Tree donations up until December 8th. To find the nearest Angel Tree for the Parkersburg Salvation Army, you can head to our online article at WTAP.com.